Oh, you're live.
We're live.
It didn't give a countdown.
It didn't give a countdown. All right. Well, hi everybody. My name is Jim Shelby. I'm one of the co-founders of NexCore. Very excited to be sitting here today with Rachel Roman. Rachel, introduce yourself to the world.
Hey everybody, I'm Rachel Roman with Impact5.
So,
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Impact5. That's a new company, a new name, rebranding.
Yes.
So I'm excited about it.
I'm excited too. It's a little daunting, but building a business is a challenge, but it's very rewarding. It comes with a lot of challenges, but we're doing it. So
Well, I want to
hopefully making an impact.
Yes, I want to come back to that, but I want to talk a little bit about who is Rachel Roman. So, who are you? Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm the most interesting person you've ever met.
I would agree with that.
No, I need a beer for that. My name is Rachel Roman. I am the owner of Impact5. We're a property management company. Just one bit of what we do here in St. Louis. I'm a St. Louis native. I've lived here most of my life. I've moved away. I've traveled a lot, but always somehow find myself coming back to St. Louis.
I can relate.
Huge proponent of the city. I love city living. I live downtown St. Louis, and this is home.
Home address? I'm just kidding.
This is home for me. I love the city. I love the energy. I think St. Louis naturally gets undersold. There's a lot here that people, I think, we take for granted what we have here in St. Louis. So I'm hopefully, that's a big passion of mine, is to invest in the city and hopefully keep the good momentum and energy and the positive things that are happening here going.
Yeah, that's fantastic. By the way, before Impact5, I kind of, when I met you for the first time, you were doing several different things, and one of your big passions are health and wellness.
Yes.
And making wise choices, good decisions around that. So, how did you get involved with that? What exactly do you continue to do to push that as well?
Good question. I really am a proponent of healthy living and wellness and prevention. Probably almost 3 years ago, I found kind of a healthy living community with the Juice Plus company and was introduced to their product, which is powdered produce in a capsule form. It's very simple. It's whole food. It has a food label, and I was introduced by a friend and really always considered myself super healthy, but focused on eating well, and added that to my routine and really just felt like this was the missing piece to my healthy living, to be truly healthy. And so I became a representative of the company, and I still am to this day. It's a great platform to talk to people. So many people are sick and they're just not well. They're dealing with crazy amounts of autoimmune disease, and just people are sick a lot. And so I found a way to keep myself well. So that has been a huge piece of kind of this last 2 years of really educating myself and then being able to help others. So that really is a passion of mine that moving forward I really want to share, because I think people are really looking for answers and they're not getting them.
So why is that important to you though? Because that's a universal truth, right? People are getting sick.
Mm-hmm.
I've been sick. People have been sick,
Mm-hmm.
but most people don't take it to heart the way that you do. So is there an underlying, a backstory of why that's so important?
I mean, for me personally, I've just seen such an improvement in my health. I have not been sick in over probably 3 years. I just stay well because I feed myself well, and making that connection between food as fuel, and it seems really elementary to me, but I think for a lot of people, we've lost the connection to our food and what's real food and what's not, and just how important it is to eat real food, because that's what our bodies need and that's what keeps us well. I've learned how our immune system is really built squarely in our gut, and how important keeping our guts, our microbiome healthy is. So if you're feeding yourself well, your immune system is working well, and then you're not getting sick. So for me, I just feel like everyone needs to know this. It's become a very simple solution for me. So I just want to tell people about And the more you know, as they say, ignorance is bliss. It really is.
Ignorance is deadly.
It really is. So now I just feel compelled to share this with people. But I never want to become that person, you know. I think some people are like, oh God, here she goes. But if you know something that can help people, it's, you know, we should be compelled to share it. Now what the person does with it is on their own. So I just think wellness encompasses so many things. We have so many people that are struggling with depression and anxiety, and so much of that is interconnected. So how much healthier and productive are we as a society, as a community, if we're feeding ourselves well, we're performing better, we have a more positive outlook. So, you know, it might be a Pollyanna place to be, but I really feel like the world needs more healthy, well people. So
for sure. So tell us a little more about you. So you're a St. Louis native. Where'd you go to high school? That's the question. If you're watching this from outside of St. Louis, that's a St. Louis thing.
Right? Lutheran South, class of 95. Go Lancers.
Class of 95.
South County, yes.
SoCo. Yes. We just bonded.
Did you cruise Lindbergh?
I did. I did.
Too.
Did you cruise Lindbergh?
I did.
I was pulled over many times by St. Louis
wasn't
County.
driving and did not have any underglow on my car or anything like that, but yes, yeah. I cruised Lindbergh a few times.
So let me ask you this. Just so besides your background in health and wellness, besides being a South County cruiser,
right?
what about your family life? So are you an only child, siblings?
So I'm the youngest of three. I have probably the youngest child mentality. I think I probably got away from most. Born and raised in St. Louis and South City, and my brother lives on the East Coast, and my sister is here in St. Louis. Great family. A lot of my extended family has moved away, but still a pretty close-knit family. We still get together on holidays. So, yeah.
We're live, so people just walk in. Hi, Allison.
Hello.
So now we can tag Allison and more people will
Hashtag not photographer.
So what inspired you to go into the real estate realm? Because you have a very strong corporate background.
Yes.
So what was your experience prior to this, and what was the transition that got you into real estate?
Well, I think I've always been someone who doesn't want to feel stuck, and so we live in a world that I think wants to always put people in a box, and if this is what your career is, you have to do that for the next 40 years. And so I've kind of bucked that trend, I guess, in my decisions career-wise. I've done a lot of things, and do have a corporate background, but was just really not feeling connected to what I was doing, and so I really wanted to connect the pieces of feeling fulfilled and feeling like I was actually making a difference. And not that I wasn't making a difference in sales and marketing and doing that, but I wanted to be involved with something that I was building and something that I could be proud of. Looking back, hopefully in 10 years, 5 years, fast forward to something that impacted people. And so in the real estate world, it's very transactional, buying and selling a home. There is a lot of emotion involved with that, but in terms of the rental property market, I was introduced to that by my business partner, and kind of we decided that there were some missing pieces there, and we really wanted to try to do things differently. So fast forward to the beginning of 2018, and kind of put some ideas, pen to paper, and said, how can we run a successful business in the real estate world, but also impact people? So that comes to Impact5, and so we started tossing around ideas of what can we add, what value adds can we give to people that are tenants. So typically they sign a lease and hand them the keys, and it's don't mess things up, and then we'll talk to you in a year, and
Right.
hopefully you haven't messed things up. So we really wanted to kind of build that out and add some value for not only the investors that own the properties, but the tenants that live there. And so we're, I would say, in the infant stages of really building all of this out, but there's so many things that we're trying to do in terms of helping people that may be a tenant now but want to be a homeowner in the future. And then, someone who might be credit challenged, trying to get them to a better financial spot so that they can feel comfortable, not worrying about making their rent payment every month. Reporting to the credit bureaus to help them build their credit. So, we really wanted to try to reinvent that. So the real estate world really kind of fell in my lap, and being connected to the city of St. Louis and then finding NexCore, it just, all the pieces came together. And I really believe that nothing happens. Everything does happen for a reason. I'm not really a chance person. So looking back, I've seen all these pieces come together to form where we are now. So that's kind of how I've entered the real estate world.
Yeah, so I'll share some things that I've learned about you just in the last year. You're a pretty impressive person. Like everybody that I've seen that has had, that has had a chance to meet you comes away with something. And sometimes it's just a feeling. And so this is where I want you to be very transparent.
Sure.
But the feeling is, man, she's really got her stuff together. But we all have struggles. We all have challenges. So when people meet you, that is the vibe they get. Like, she's got it going on, she's got it together. So sometimes, because you have a lot of the dots connecting for you, that can be intimidating to people. So I want to ask you to speak specifically to people that maybe don't have their stuff together and some of the challenges that you've gone through, and I'd like you to be as transparent as you're comfortable with.
Sure.
Because there's no doubt somebody's going through something you've already gone through.
Yeah,
So,
sure. I'd say probably the most pivotal event in my life that I had to kind of reinvent myself was I went through a divorce, and that really kind of changed my perspective on everything. I've always been a hard worker and someone who just never says die. So I just kind of realized I had to reinvent myself and create a future for myself that was all reliant on myself. And I've always been very self-reliant, but that really kind of I had to rely on a lot of other people to kind of help me. I became a roommate after my divorce, and so that was a challenging time financially, mentally. It just really made me kind of go back to the core of who I am.
Police came to rescue you.
Yeah, the police came to rescue me. So that was a very emotional time for me. But I look back, 6 years, whatever years later, and I think, oh my gosh, all the amazing things I've been able to do. And throughout that process, I think I've always thought, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I don't have it together. But it's all relative. It's all your perspective. So if you're moving forward, you're going to get somewhere. And so I think my biggest challenge is just setting goals and trying to keep them, because at the beginning I was really kind of floundering and trying to figure out what I was going to do, and I needed a stable income and insurance and be able to pay my bills and all of those things, and through kind of hard work and perseverance and just trying to keep a positive outlook, one day at a time. The right opportunities came, I acted upon them, and they've gotten me to where I am. So, I don't really have this, somebody once told me, oh, be careful with your resume. You don't want to have too many jobs on your resume. And I thought, that's really an odd thing. I mean, to me, I look at it as, wow, this person has really done some interesting things, and oh wow, they've done this and they've done that. So it's, again, back to perspective, how you see things. And so if you choose to believe a reality or choose to not, your mindset is literally everything. So that's probably my biggest takeaway, to get me through this challenging times of, I don't know what I'm doing, I'm switching jobs, I'm making this move, but it's everything that's gotten me farther. So maybe I'm not at the spot where I think I should be, or society says I should be. I've really kind of made peace with that, and it's amazing how much stress goes away when if you're living your best life and you're living your truth and you are moving forward every day and helping people and trying to contribute, I just feel like that gets rewarded. So I just think we live in this world that we convince ourselves we're supposed to be doing certain things. And I
Sure.
just think that is just the biggest pile of, what.
Well, I want to go back to that because I think that's really where I wanted to go and kind of brought it back around. I want to speak specifically to the women
Mm-hmm.
that are out there because you are a woman-owned business.
Mm-hmm.
You're a powerhouse, right? And you have all that appearance. So
Mm-hmm.
talk for a second, if you could, and just feel free to look into the camera when you say this, but to the girls, to the gals, to the ladies that are out there that have gone through some stuff, and now you come back stronger than ever. I didn't know the Rachel prior, right? I just know this strong, charismatic, engaging woman.
Thank you.
So there's some people out there that are lacking that confidence.
Yes.
So I'd like you to speak to them because I don't have the ability to speak to them the way that you could.
What you just said, I think, is 100% of the confidence. Sometimes you just have to look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm going to kill today, or I'm awesome. You really have to build that confidence within you because the confidence is really what, I have a long background in sales, and if you don't believe in what you're selling,
Right.
you're not confidently talking about what you can do or the solutions you can provide or your experience or whatever, it just comes off as either not genuine or you're not, the confidence, it shows through. So I feel like sometimes, it's not always there, but you have to find a way to build that up within you. And whether that's, reading something inspirational every day, something that's been huge for me financially, in terms of getting me through hard times is I've told myself, I don't know, maybe I read it somewhere, but that there's 1,000,001 ways to make money. And I think a lot of people miss a lot of opportunities because it's either not what I should be doing, it's not what I should be doing, and I'm not talking about illegal activity or anything, but it's not what I should be doing, or, oh, I can't do that, or whatever. And I think that is so ridiculous. In 2018 in the United States of America, that people, things are either beneath you or whatever. I mean, I've cleaned houses, I've done all kinds of things to keep myself financially independent. And I love myself for that because it's created a lot of grit and a lot of character and a lot of confidence because I know that I can do it. So I think that probably is the biggest thing. And then I think on the flip side, the thing that holds a lot of people back and holds myself back, I battle this daily, is the fear of the unknown, or the fear of not the unknown, and then saying, how am I going to do that? Well, you just gotta do it. Somehow you just have to get up in the morning and figure out how to do it. Some mornings you might be 2 hours before you really get it going, but that just the power of just doing the work.
So I want to take that and go a step further.
Yes.
How do you start your day?
So my day, self-admittedly, I used to go to the gym 5 days a week, every morning. And since I've taken on this more entrepreneurial life, it has slipped a little bit. So I'm slowly getting back to going in the evenings now. The mornings, I've read many things about successful people. They always start their day working out. I think it's a matter of whenever it works for you, get it in, because it is a huge mental boost for me. When I work out, physical exercise, even if it's a brisk walk, I love taking my dog for a walk. It puts my mind in a different spot. So, something like that. Getting up, eating something good for breakfast. I am a coffee junkie. I love coffee. I drink coffee every morning. But I do try, when I get into work, to not just dive right in. I try to read something positive or just something that's going to put my mind right, because the day will just kill you if you let it. Things come in, phone calls start ringing, emails coming in, upset or this, that, or the other thing. So I try to get my mind in a good spot. And usually that's just reading something positive, whether it's on social media or
Wait, there's something positive on
social media. I know. I was gonna say sometimes you have to search to find it, but
right.
I mean sometimes it's just puppy and cat videos. I mean whatever it takes. Get yourself in a happy place because it's so easy to get negative, and I feel like negativity will just sink you.
What was it change? Because you've said several times that when you came here, and you know, I'm always looking for a shameless NexCore plug.
Yes.
But you said when you came here, something changed for your business. So, what, why, how?
Yeah, and it goes back to why I feel like everything kind of happens for a reason, or if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you will find yourself in the right place at the right time. And so NexCore kind of fell into our laps. We were at a place down in Cherokee and met a community manager here, and she said, hey, you should come down for a visit. And so my business partner came in and toured the NexCore first, and just came home, and it was really cool, his energy. Oh my gosh, you got to come in and see this. And so it was really something, because his reaction was my reaction. And so coming into a place where we had been kind of challenged working from home, and working from home has its benefits, but it has a lot of drawbacks too in terms of energy and connecting and collaborating. And so coming into a place like NexCore where you have all the amenities that you need in an office, copying, all the nuts and bolts of running a business, but having like-minded people that are all trying to build something and have that caring spirit. They're connected to the city. NexCore is located in Fox Park, and so this is just an amazing area where development is happening. I think in terms of access with the highways, it's just, I think it's very under recognized, and so
Sure.
we're bringing that. So coming here though and just meeting people that are building their own businesses, some people have established businesses, and then the staff at NexCore, yourself included, who just really believe in small business and believe in people and want to help people that are trying to make a difference. I think that's been huge. And so, very organically, we've made a lot of connections here, people that have businesses that are ancillary services, or from insurance to consulting, real estate services. We've made some amazing connections. And so I feel like our network has grown very organically. And so that's been a huge help to us. And so every day I come to work, and it's a positive thing. Not that there are days where I don't come to work, but it really gets me into a great place. And it's kind of like a casino here, because that's the only way I can describe it. I'll look at my watch and like, oh my gosh, it's 6:30. I need to go let my dog out and maybe go home and cook dinner. So NexCore has been an amazing piece of the growth in our business.
Yeah, so your business partner, Joel, when he came in to tour the place, I will never forget that day in my life, because for him to get excited, he gets a phone call, and he was touring with me, and he said, okay, you should probably call 911. So, okay. And he goes, all right, goodbye. And I go, what was that? And he goes, one of our buildings is on fire, but tell me about NexCore.
Another day in the life.
Another day in the life. But he actually said, I really probably do have to go over there since it's on fire, but I'd like to sign up before I leave. So he signed both of you up that day. You subsequently have added, 5, 6 employees,
Yes.
7 employees, I don't even know at this point, but you're growing.
Yes.
And you have something written on your desk. And I want to close out with this, because I think it just embodies the spirit that is you. It really defines you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
Okay, so
I'm
it's
a
the same.
quote person. I love quotes. That's usually what I
says success is not owned. So can you state that quote? Look into the camera, and we'll end with that. And by the way, thank you so much for being here. I love the energy that you bring, and we're going to wrap up with this quote in the camera, if you would.
Well, and I wish I could give it credit to who said it. I don't know if you remember, but the quote is, "Success is rented. Success is not owned; it's rented, and rent is due every day." Just kind of really brings it home, and it is super motivating. Do you know who said that?
No.
Okay.
I thought you wrote it.
No,
So,
I didn't. I ran.
Hashtag false credit.
I am a quote junkie, so
I have put that out on social media and credited you with
Oh,
saying it. So,
well, I'll take credit.
so you're the unofficial official author
Yes.
of that fantastic quote. But Rachel Roman, Impact5, and so much more than that, a servant, community leader, and just an incredible person that I'm honored to call my friend. So
Thanks, Jim.
thanks for being
Appreciate it.
here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.